Hey team, let's do a quick introduction to Enscape for SketchUp. Let's do it. The first thing you're going to do is click this Start Enscape button. It'll load up and you will this. It'll throw you into the scene. It's pretty bare bones. You may not know what to do at first, and that would make sense. The first thing you're going to want to know is that the biggest thing you're going to do to edit this image is go to here to this little I button right here. This is Visual Settings. Click that, and this here, most things are going to be changed to make your scene great. So even just by doing that, it way better. But I've given you a cheat sheet, a go-to guide for these settings for interior shots, and you're gonna want to put it on ultra. You are gonna want some sort of depth of field, but I go through all this and just kind of give you some starter points with the cheat sheet go-to guide, and that just allows you to get started. But you're gonna want to tweak these things per your settings. So this is depth of field, and see that like a line that's moving through. That's where it's gonna essentially focus. The camera's gonna focus, and you can blur out things before and after that. So that's that. Image is going to be normal photo editing things. You're not going to need really much chromatic aberration or vignette or bloom, and that's just those can get kind of tacky really quick. But saturation is typically better to mute this down a little bit, somewhere around 80. Auto is your enemy. Don't do that. Always do this by hand. Sun brightness, this will play a large factor into how hot that sun comes in. Fog, eh. Lights, yeah, we'll touch on that in a second. That's going to happen back in Enscape Sky. This is one of the biggest things is that we can change it from sky to a white background back there. That's only helpful if, well, if we do like an HDRI, we'll talk about that in a second. Then if you keep it on sky, then you can change how many clouds are back there. They've got some pretty good cloud settings here. Output, this is important. This is going to tell you which file format you need, all that good stuff. So right here, back on sky, I want to talk about this. If you change this to, so you can get a bunch of different, fake scenes. None of them look really good at all. So I don't know why you would do a construction site. But if you go to Skybox, this one's really important. This is where you can load in a custom HDRI. Oh, great, it went right to it. So these are high dynamic range images, I think is what it means. I could be making that up. But essentially you can bring in different dome boxes for it to light the scene with how these were taken. It's taken with one of those 360 cameras. And this is important because one, you can rotate to where you want to see, but it's going to color the scene. It's like the color of the area that you're in the world. And so that's not a good example, but typically a lot of these are going to be, and you can get rid of that. You can just show white background and it will still keep the same color information. So that's super important. So this is where a lot of your work is going to be, is right in here in this visual settings. But Inkscape with SketchUp is meant to work in tandem. Like with D5, you're going to be doing most of your work in D5 and then a little bit in SketchUp. Well, here with Inkscape, you're going to be working back and forth. So um, if well, real quick, while we're still in Inkscape, I'll just say there's this asset library. You will be placing a lot of your assets from Inkscape's asset library here in Inkscape, and that's fine. You can do that. I'm not sure what that is. That's a step stool. So yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff in here. You're not going to use most of it. Once again, all of these things are tacky, but don't save. You can also do that here back in SketchUp. And really where Enscape has a lot of good stuff is their materials. So if I turn shadows off to make this run faster, then you're going to edit that material. So here's assets. You can place them here as well. They're going to come in as proxies. They're going to just like weird little bubbles. Let's place this air cleaner. Yeah, so it's not going to actually place the actual air cleaner. It's going to give me this proxy object right here. That's fine. Just know that there actually will render something there. The biggest thing is going to be this asset library, sorry, material library. A lot of good stuff in here, customizable, good stuff. So let's just do wood, for example. I don't want to wait for a good one. I just want to pick one and show you how this works. So this is, you would never ever use this for a mantle, um, but I just want to do it real quick. Great. So come over here, I've downloaded it by doing import. I come over and I press B for paint bucket brush, and it shows up here. And you can just start painting with these. And you can change these same way that you would change any material, all the stuff here, size of it, all that good stuff. Same way you would change any material in SketchUp. So that's how you do that. And that's going to show up really well. I mean, basket weave won't show up well in any render for a mantle, but it'll automatically update here. And you can see that our little air conditioner unit is down here as well. So that's the big thing about Enscape is they work in tandem. You're going to be hopping back and forth a lot. So any geometry edits that I make in here in general, like if I just delete this thing and then come back to Enscape, it's just gone. So, and the way that that works is having this button, only this button clicked right here. Live updates is going to be really important for you there. That's it for Enscape. You just got to tweak a lot and work with it. You can get some really cool things happening. I like to do a lot of muted colors in Enscape and to kind of get that C-log effect, photographic effect. So I can show what that means in class. But until then, happy rendering.